I'm CJYoung. I'm here to talk about some of the way I record some of my music. One track in particular, which is Fireflies. I like recording when something interests me or stimulates me. What really gets me excited is different approaches, different ideas. You might hear a fact or a bit of news and you kind of go, oh, interesting. That's how I work musically. We're standing in my studio now, which is my home studio. When you listen to music, or when you listen to anything, you'll be in a cinema and you've got monsters in the background going brrr, coming up from behind, and you hear an explosion over there, and it's because they've got speakers all over the place. But the interesting and bizarre thing about it is all those speakers, and the only two things that are picking up those speakers are here, and there's just two of them. So if you can set up two microphones to exactly replicate ears, there's one, and then someone listens back to that on headphones, you get a kind of surround sound which sounds very real as possible. The closer you can get to replicating an actual head, the more real it sounds. The way music has been recorded for decades in huge studios, in wherever, it's always been to be heard on a stereo system. So it's always been to be heard in the corner of a room or in a shop, or a bunch of people around a record player basically. But that's just not what happens today. Today, people listen to music, they take it wherever they go. People plug in, they've got their iPods, they've got music on their phones. It's something that's been going on for a long time, but now I think that's the way a lot of people hear music all the time. So that really, really fascinates me, and I wanted to write around that and bear that in mind while I write. If it's on a stereo, it's on a stereo. But if it's in your head, I can make a sound like jump across your face, I can make a sound go there and then there and then there. We can make things move, we can make things appear in different places. It gets me really excited, and I don't see that much. So I explored that, and Fireflies was where I really started to take that to a new level. So the actual technique of the song is written around a guitar technique called pinched harmonics, which is whenever you play a note, you're not just hearing what's called the fundamental, the actual noise. You're actually also hearing an octave up, and then you're hearing another, basically layers of resonant sounds, layers of sounds almost like echoing each other and all coming together. And that's why it sounds rich. If it was just the note on its own, you'd just hear it would just literally be like a single, like a very sort of plain sound, which is like you get on very old synthesizers and keyboards and things. So what you can do is you can actually play those individual parts of the note. And I thought to myself, can I write a melody on this? Can I make a... That's where it all started, really. And I like the idea of it being a sort of like a question and answer between that bizarre noise and then the answer back of a normal guitar sound. So we get... But when it came to recording it, I wanted it to be a bit more, I don't know, I wanted to bring something else to it. I wanted to bring a whole new extra dimension to it. If you record it all in one take like that, and then have it panning and moving, once a note goes bah, it doesn't stay in the same place, because the second note going bah, afterwards, the note you've already played that's ringing on is moving with it. So you just kind of get this kind of swarmy mess if you just play it and then move it all about. So what I found myself doing was actually playing these notes individually, recording them individually, and then I can literally take one note and place it. So I can almost create a story in where the notes go. And your melody jumps around you. So if you listen on your headphones, you can be walking down the street and the melody bounces around, and it's bouncing off buildings and it's echoing all over the place. And suddenly it's alive, and suddenly what was a simple guitar song has suddenly got all this movement and space in it. So what this is actually the response guitar moving. It's in the middle there. And that's moving outwards. This is moving to your left, this is moving to your right. I love this. Sometimes when they all ring on, you get a chord. So you get a chord that all spaces out and just hangs there in mid-air. just sits there nicely, which I really like. I hope it stimulates other people like it stimulates me, basically. So yeah, watch this space. There's a lot more in the works. All my stuff is on my site, which you can find at www.cjyoung.net, which has music examples. Remember to wear headphones.